gain life, because his life, he was like, what, 15 or 17 when I switched him out?
Right.
So, after every battle, your minions do regain health, so you don't, like, have to go back to a Pokemon Center or whatever. Go talk to Mabu after every fight. The max you can carry is 3 minions, so as long as you keep a healthy rotation going, you should never have to leave a forest because of your minion health. The only time you should have to leave is story purposes or because you're at an empties.
Right.
And yeah, I kind of want to catch this guy. Yeah, I kind of really want to, because I don't want to deal with him again. See, this guy's a Scroot.
He is a Scoot.
Instead of a Scout. So, I don't really understand their system of naming stuff. Like those.
It could have been nothing, and I was just looking too deeply into it.
Yeah. Well, the little dog guys are, their type is called, their species, whatever you want to say, is Dreg. Like if his name said blah 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 Dreg. And every like dog type creature you run into has Dreg. Oh. Damn it, I wanted to get the kill with him. Oh well. Has Dreg somewhere in the name. So like that one fits. And then the big, like, I call them the muscle guys because of what they turn into in the second game and further on in this game. But the little demon dudes with horns, they're Chews. So somewhere in their name, throughout the whole game, it's going to have Chew in it. But that doesn't always fit with every creature. It's like they kind of went half-ass on it for some reason.
Gotcha.
Now, just because I really want him to get the kill, I'm gonna waste one of these on him. And since he's poisoned, I'm just gonna poke him a few times and then switch off. Hopefully we won't get a crit. Okay, good. He should be able to survive one more poke, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay. Barely. I don't know if this is gonna insta-hurt him since he's poisoned, but I guess we'll see. Yep, sure is. Yeah, I don't get poisoned that much. So, when I do get poisoned, I usually don't switch back to the same guy.
I don't usually get poisoned, but when I do, it's Dosakis.
Yeah, there you go. And we got another Great Walnut, which is fantastic since I'm at half health. I am getting super lucky with the drop rate. Like, I'm not trying to be facetious or anything, but the drop rate in this game is terrible. Absolutely terrible. So we're getting very, very lucky. I guess you're my lucky charm. I don't know. Like,
that's what I'm told.
I don't know what's going on, but it's pretty amazing. And I don't want to fight this guy because he is Earth Elemental, and he will wreck my face. Like, Pharaoh will not have a nice time with him.
You should probably go back and wake up some of your new monsters.
Yeah, we'll do that after this. This is just purely story. There's no boss or anything. So they give you a free pass on the first forest.
So
the bosses don't start showing up till next.
The Lion of Peril is even more talented than I had thought.
Of course I am. I'm awesome, dude.
I looked up the Calabash herb in my books, but in the end, I found nothing. However, there is a folk tale that describes a dust that wakes the sleeping.
Gasps.
It is the story of a wondrous powder kept by a half-bird, half-man named Kikinak, who lives in the Dragonfly Forest. Perhaps that powder is brewed from the Calabash leaves. This is only a guess, and it's all I could find. But I think it is worth looking into. Here is the key to the Dragonfly Gate. You should have it.
Aw, thanks, buddy.
Dragonfly. That means you can go to the new barrier, right?
Yes.
You'd better head straight back to the village and consult with Garai. She may know something about the tale of Kikinak. You must do your best before it is too late.
Yes. So we have to go talk to the Birdman,
The
Kikinak.
divine spirit defies the Great Father and throws off his shackles.
And he is very annoying.
He is now bound to the chains of freedom.
But he's a very good grinding spot.
The Birdman. He is a good grinding spot.
Mm-hmm.
You like to rub up against him.
I don't, personally, but Pharaoh is going to love rubbing up against
So,
him.
Even Koris does not know.
Really
But
giving
I
him the
remember
horn, if
hearing
you know what I
the tale
mean.
of the Birdman.
I think I do.
There is a similar story of divine
'Cause he has a horn
spirits in
attack.
Nagi
Ah.
legends as well.
It's clever. Alright, do we want to hear the story of creation?
I suppose we probably do.
Okay.
Elrum released his minions, the divine spirits, unto peril.
The world is called Peril, by the way.
He spake,
Really?
Mm-hmm.
thou shalt
terrible
not
name for a
become
world.
what presides over life.
Or country,
And so
whatever.
they spent days bringing light
Pretty
to the
sure it
forest
means their world,
and
though.
giving names unto
Mhm.
themselves.
I feel like if I lived in a world
a
named
spirit
Peril,
made up
I'd
its
want to
mind
get off of
create
it
a
as soon as
beast in its
possible.
own image. Elrum warned, that creature is the beast of knowledge, and it will someday bring temptation upon you.
I don't think they have space travel.
Thou shalt not associate with it.
Well, maybe they would fly on a
The
giant
divine
insect or
spirit
something.
so promised,
The Oni
and
Boo
gave birth to the beast of its own image.
Yeah.
Such was the birth of man, the beast of knowledge, as told by the prophet Gi. As the sands of time flowed on, the beasts bore children, and so continued to multiply. Soon a fateful day came to the forest. One of the divine spirits fell in love with the daughter of man, and so the promise was at last broken.
Oh, no.
Elrum
no.
punished the divine spirit for its sin by transforming it into a beast.
Say it isn't so.
Descendants of that divine spirit dwell still in the forest, and sometimes they reveal themselves to us.
Only if you're a hot lady, apparently.
The Birdman,
Wow.
Kikinok, as mentioned in the folk tales of Peril, might be referring to this spirit.
Whoops. Alright, that's cool.
We should seek out Kikinok, the legendary Birdman.
We totally will get on that.
Enter the Dragonfly Forest. But be warned, an average cocoon master is no match for the denizens within.
That means you might want to level up.
And be sure to ask the old gravekeeper about the legends.
The old gravekeeper's amazing.
He is the storyteller of Cyrus, and should know much about the fables of old.
Is he?
Yes. Just his voice is awesome. Like, if there was a Ragnatz in this game, it would be the storyteller. Just because I could see you doing that.
You mean the Gravekeeper?
Yeah, he just like, I'll go run up to him after we merge. But just like, where he's sitting and
Doing
how he acts
divine
and stuff.
magic is very tiring.
I'm not sure if I should be offended yet.
Ugh. After performing a purification, I feel so sluggish.
Yes. So, what she is doing with her magical lights of goodness,
Our enemy.
blah 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 blah. She's pretty much like exorcising the minions and taking the demons out of them and keeping them within her body. So that's why she was just like, after I do that, I feel like shit. It's like, well, no, duh. So anyway, we can merge some things now. I don't know what we'd want to merge, but we can merge stuff. We can also spend stuff for monies. Merging is amazing. This is why I love this game. Like, over every other monster farming type deal out there. Because we can take Pharaoh. for instance. Go down. Where's my little... I'm probably not going to do this, but... Take a little doggy dude. Say, I want to merge them. Alright. So, we used Pharaoh as the base. Little doggy dude as the addition. So, when it shows our stats here, it's showing how how the base went up, right?
Right.
You tracking with me?
I'm tracking with you.
Alright. Now, since we're adding this guy in, the game's saying, oh, so you want his attacks over your base's attacks. So we lose Water Horn and we get Air Horn. Yeah, we're totally not merging this because of that. And he doesn't have any magical attacks. He's mainly just a damage dealer. Hence why his magic stats are crappy. But here's the better part, like the best part of the game. One of the better parts. Another thing, real quick before we get to this, you'll see that now we're 2 elements and they're 2 equal parts. Like we're now half and half, as opposed to being full. And you can do, like if we were to merge him, we could merge a fire on there, and then the water and the air would be even smaller, and then the fire would be even bigger.
Yeah.
If we took a fire guy and merged him with an earth guy, he would be half and half, and then we could take both halves and turn them into a whole. So you can make a minion of every element, but it equally sucks at everything if you do that. But it can be done. Your best results as far as damage go are going to be to have pure bloods or 1 half and half. So if you want like a fire and an earth and then a water air, or however you want to do it.
Okay.
Which is usually how I do it. Alright. Oh no. Okay. It's kind of lagging there, but look! Nice, so cute. So, basically...
So he actually looks like a combination of the 2 creatures.
Yes! It took the base, which was Pharaoh, who's the dragon, but it took the skin appearance, whatever you want to say, I always called it skin, of the other minion and throws it on top of him.
That's kind of cool.
So we get that. Now we can also do it, obviously, the other way to show how this works. Bam! And the stats are different. It does change your stats a little bit with how it works. Also, we keep our water horn.
Now we're not going to do this, right? Like we're...
No. This is just showing, because I don't want to lose water horn. And if I was going to add an elemental, I'd want to get the effects.
So do you want to fuse one of the other guys?
Yeah,
As an example?
well, I was just showing how he'd look. But yeah, we'll fuse a couple guys here in a second. Now, there are a couple things that don't change. Their level isn't going to change. Doesn't matter who you use as the base or who you use as the addition. The level's not going to change. The health and the mana will... Everything else will change, but the level will always stay the same.
But it looks like this guy's level's going up by 2.
Well, yeah, because his base was 3.
Right.
But he's still... The end result is still level 5.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. The end result level is always going to be the same. Like, even if, let's say, Pharaoh was level 7 and I was merging with this guy and he would just get X amount of experience, the result would say level 7, X amount of experience. But if I swapped him, it would say he went up by 4 levels and he'd be level 7 with X amount of experience.
Gotcha.
Okay. Bam! Look at him!
I like that look better, actually. But
Yeah.
you want this thing.
No, we don't. But Pharaoh's skin is pretty amazing. It's like the only time you'll have it in the game is with him. You'll never get a minion that has a similar skin to his. So keep that in mind for your merging purposes as well.
You're
Now,
one of a kind, Pharaoh.
he really is. You can't catch another one. Now, first off, we need to decide who we want on our team. Well, let's just do some merging first. We're gonna want to use him. Scrooge. What are you? Ah. I don't like you. You're ugly. Now, wind is also innately just a little bit faster than fire, as you can see. Also, stats do change minion to minion. There's going to be like a general overall, but some of them will be slightly different. Like, for instance, defense or speed. So, if we want to keep a pure wind and have a poison, we could do something like that. Which pretty much doesn't really benefit him at all, except gives him claw poison.
That's not a bad idea.
Also makes him look stupid.
It's pretty cool, actually.
I never liked him looking like where's his eyes? Come on.
His eyes are right there, underneath the purple spot.
I think his eyes are the purple spot, aren't they?
No, his eyes are those little dots underneath the big purple spot.
I don't know about that one. So we could do that, or could see how it goes if you switch it. Now, I don't know if you noticed, our attack's 28, which is good. Like, we want high attack because magic sucks in this game, right?
Right.
If we do it the other way, the attack goes way down, but our magic stays high.
But magic sucks in this game.
It does. But it does that because he's a magic user. For whatever reason they decided that. And actually he's more like an all-around type of deal. Anyway, but he's mainly an attacker. Now since we switched him as far as like the base and all that stuff, the innate stats change drastically. And there's his appearance.
That's pretty freaky looking.
Yes, and you can spend hours looking at these guys, and they're so awesome. Now for our best, did I catch Squeep? I did. Now these guys are going to be heavy hitters. They're going to be slow, though. Hold on. What's your thing? Ooh, okay, cool. So what we can do here is like merge these two, and he gains a level, which yay, hooray. Speed doesn't really move, but he's got Fang and Poison, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm probably gonna go with that way, but I want to just show off what he looks. Well, are those better stats? What was his attack before? I have to go back and check real quick. Anyway, or you can have that. That is...
That's horrifying looking.
That is something. But since they don't have two attacks that conflict each other, you get both. No matter who's base or who's whatever. As long as you don't have something in that spot conflicting, then you'll always get it, no matter what.
That's useful.
It's pretty nice. Alright, 24 and 24, speed 19, because those are really the only thing that matters. Defense goes down, but attack goes up and speed goes up. So, you want to do it this way?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Alright, so we'll do this, and then here's her merging.
O magical beasts who serve us, merge thy flesh to gain yet greater
Should name it too.
power. Reveal to us thy heroic form.
We will once we're done. I'm not done merging him yet.
Oh, we're gonna merge more things onto him?
Yeah, we're gonna